Stories that define hip-hop culture. You're now locked in to the Terminator Xperience podcast, where hip-hop history meets the culture right now. Hosted by DJ DVS and Minor, alongside the legendary Terminator X. We're talking classic moments, untold stories, and the voices that shape the game. Straight from the source. No filters, no filler, just real conversations and real hip-hop. Turn it up. This stories that define hip-hop culture. You're now locked in to the Terminator Xperience podcast, where hip-hop history meets the culture right now. Hosted by DJ DVS and Minor, alongside the legendary Terminator X. We're talking classic moments, untold stories, and the voices that shape the game. Straight from the source. No filters, no filler, just real conversations and real hip-hop. Turn it up. This is the Terminator Xperience podcast.
Check it out, y'all. It's your main man, DJ Mix Mash, filling in for DVS. I'm here on the Terminator Xperience podcast. We got my main man, Terminator X. We got my main man, Minor. And in the building, it gives me the honor and privilege to introduce someone who I grew up listening to. He don't even really need no introduction, but coming to you live is the music man, MASTA ACE. How you doing, brother?
What's up, man?
Oh, man. How you feeling?
Feel good. Feel good.
Good. So let's get it started. So why don't you take us back to the beginning, talk about, how you got started and who inspired you on the come up and everything.
Well, if we go all the way back to the beginning, 7th grade.
Okay.
That's where hip hop was already really happening around the neighborhood and stuff and around the city. And we were already kind of like trying to be DJs, me and my boys. And we had like a little mix match DJ set up at my boy's crib. And like I got down with the crew because I contributed one turntable. I had my mother go buy me a turntable. She bought me this BSR turntable.
BSR, wow.
Direct,
classic.
It was a direct drive. You couldn't even backspin on it really. But that was my contribution to the crew. That's how I got down. And started a DJ crew. And then in 7th grade, this guy named Michael Moore, Kid Spark, he had the first volume of the Disco Breaks and Beats with the octopus on the cover.
Ooh.
And he loaned me 2 volumes. Now, mind you, all of the tape. The only time we ever heard any of these breaks was on when like we would hear it on like the radio, um when we should listen to Supreme Team and um Africa Islam, Son of Bambata, all of that. Like those shows was the only time we ever heard break beats. And so when he loaned me those, I brought them home to my crew. We were like, ooh, like we putting the needle down to each joint, like, oh,
Yeah.
that was it was an exciting thing, and it was kind of like borrowing a library book, bring it back by Monday type of deal. So we definitely wore those records out over the weekend, and I gave him back. He loaned me another set, but that's how it started for me. It started off as a 7th grade kid just trying to be a DJ in my crew in my neighborhood in Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Yes. That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, I forgot to, as we always ask at the beginning of a show, do you have any, excuse me, Terminator X Public Enemy stories, like any memories of you being on tour, any special Public Enemy memories?
I wasn't privileged to be on those tours. Those were like the major tours going out, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember us touring
okay.
together, but
I wasn't built on those tours. But the Terminator X and Hour of Chaos.
Terminator. Oh no, to the edge of
to the edge of panic.
Chaos, Black Chaos and Hour of Steel is a Public Enemy record. You talking about? I guess Terminator Edge of Panic, or what else we had?
The one that goes Terminator X.
Yeah, to the edge of panic.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Panic.
Yep. Yes, sir.
That joint right there had a crazy effect on me as a fan of hip hop more than anything else. Like I loved that record.
Wow.
And so anytime I hear your name, that song immediately plays in my head. Yeah. Terminator X, man. Listen, incredible.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And the cuts on that, on that record was so. As a DJ, you studied all them cuts.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, X.
No, it's cool. So tell us about, I guess, your early record. How did that record deal come about?
My record deal kind of came about a little bit by chance because if you remember USA skating rink in Queens, back in I was in college at this point. I was like in my second year of college, and I came home for Christmas break, and they were having this rap contest at the USA, and I went out there and entered with my boy Scooter Rockwell, who was from my neighborhood. He's from Brownsville too. And we rode out there together, and I ended up winning. And I won the very first, because USA had a bunch of contests after that one. Other people that won that contest, Father MC won, Super Lover C won. Wow. I want to say Kwame won too.
Wow.
But wow. I won the very first one. And so when I won that, by winning that contest, first prize was 6 hours of recording time with Marley Marl.
Wow, cool. At the House of Hits.
I don't know if it's the House of Hits yet. He was still in Queensbridge. His setup was still at his mom's apartment in Queensbridge. But it took me about 4 months to get in touch with him.
Wow.
The number that USA gave me, the guy at USA gave me, I would call it, and the sister would always answer, and she would always say, "He's not home. He's not home. He's not home."
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
After about 4 months, she got to know my name, my voice, and one day she felt sorry for me because he's like, "You know what? This ain't even his real number.
Wow.
This is real." And then I called him, and I was like, "Yeah, I won the contest." I'm kind of pissed off because I feel like he was like ducking me. So I was like, You owe me 6 hours. I need my 6 hours.
Yeah, I remember USA. It kind of gets left. I think that's the first time I saw Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick perform together was at USA, if I'm not mistaken.
My first contest was New Edition at USA.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Candy Girl. They only have was one song out, Candy Girl. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so by winning that contest and getting the 6 hours of studio time with Marley, I went, after I got to the 6 hour point, he must have heard something in me because he asked me to keep coming back. So over the course of the next 2 years, I would go out there and record a little bit, and then right at the end of my senior year in college, he told me that he was doing a compilation album, and he was going to use 2 of the songs I had recorded for his compilation, and that led to me being on the symphony, which is a whole separate story. And my record deal came shortly thereafter.
So how y'all came about getting all together when y'all did the symphony with
Cool G Rap and
Kane and everybody? How that came along?
Well, that's kind of what we just said, but yeah.
Do you remember the record cover for In Control Volume 1? On the back, it was all of us standing by the airplane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So that the day that we shot that photo for that album cover, I overheard Craig talking to Marley about going to Marley's apartment in Astoria, Queens, to record a song with G-Rap and Kane. They were gonna do one more song for Marley's album. It was just supposed to be just G-Rap and Kane going back and forth, kind of similar to, if you remember, there was a version of Raw that only got played on the radio where Kane and G-Rap were just going crazy.
Yep.
Off of the Raw beat. So Marley was like, "Yo, I want y'all to do that for my album." So the plan was they were gonna go to Marley's crib and record this back and forth joint with the 2 of them. So Craig asked Marley, could he be on the song? And Marley asked Kane, and they talked it over, and they were like, "All right, you could be on the song." So the plan was we were leaving the photo shoot, and they were going straight to Marley's crib to record this joint. Craig didn't have a ride. I was driving. So I was like, "Yo, I'll drive you, Craig. I'll drive you there." So I was Craig's ride to Marley's crib. When we got there, I decided to stay, just kind of hang out, and I wanted to hear this record they were going to do. I was just curious, just wanted to be a fly on the wall, because both of those guys were incredible MCs. I wanted to hear these new rhymes before the world got to hear them. You know, I was being that guy that just wanted to listen and pay attention. So I'm in the apartment, and they're all writing their verses or whatever they're doing on the side. And then when it came time to go in the booth first, everybody was passing the buck. You know, Kane's like, "Let Craig go first." Craig like, "No, let G-Rap go first." So they playing that game back and forth, which is why on the song he said, "I don't care who first or who last."
But all I know is you got to rock this at the drop of a dime, baby.
Right. And so Marley just looks over at me. Yo, "Ace, you got something for this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I stayed with a, you know, 10 in the holster." He's like, "Yo, go in the booth. You know, these guys acting scared. Go warm it up a little bit since they acting scared." So I go in first. I don't think his plan was to keep me on the song. I think it was just to loosen everybody up, because I think what was happening was each of them wanted to hear what the other person was going to say first, so they could kind of strategize on if they want to change their verse, or, you know, they want to hear how crazy dudes was coming. So
there's a competition mode. Yeah,
I think that's what was going on. So he just put me in the booth as the icebreaker. I was the icebreaker. And then after it was recorded, I think there was a separate sidebar with Marley and Kane and G-Rap, and it's like, "Yo, dude with the glasses kind of nice. Yo, leave him on the song." I found out like literally 20 years later that day, like because they didn't know me, but I found out they were calling me Glasses.
Wow.
The whole time they was like, "Yeah, what's up with Glasses? Why you putting glasses on the song?" So they were questioning it, and they actually had a plan to leave and not even record the song, because they didn't know who I was. They never heard me rap before, and they were gonna say, "Yo, we're gonna go in a pizza shop. They're gonna go get some pizza," and they weren't gonna come back. And what happened was they heard my first take before they left. And then I guess on the way to the pizza shop, they're like, "Yo, Glasses kind of hype. Yo."
Your part was probably one of the best.
Yo, listen, man. as someone who was born, when that was like 88, 89. As someone who was born 6 or 7 years after that record came out, hearing that as a kid was crazy. And one of my other favorite records from you that you did was Letter to the Better.
Yeah.
That record right there is crazy too.
That record actually jump-started my career.
Really?
Yeah, because at that time I wasn't signed to Cold Chillin'. Symphony and Marley's album came out on Cold Chillin', but they had not made a commitment to give me an album deal.
Okay.
I was just this extra guy that Marley brought along for the ride, and they weren't necessarily interested in giving me a deal. And so they said, what we'll do is we'll give you a single. We'll give you a single, and we'll see how that goes. And the single was this song called Together, which was the A side. The B side was Letter to the Better.
Man.
And when they distributed that single, it was on Prism Records.
Whew.
That was the testing ground at that time for Cold Chillin'. They would put stuff out on Prism first to see if it had legs, and then if it worked, and then they would go forward with an album. So they told me basically, if this single does okay, then we'll think about doing an album on you. Letter to the Better ends up blowing up in London, in the UK. DJ Tim Westwood out there.
Shouts to Tim Westwood, man.
That song went crazy in London. It went crazy in London, like on a level that I wasn't even aware, because I'm all the way back in New York. I don't know what's happening out there.
That's right.
But I'm hearing from people that, yo, this is a big record in London. So it wasn't until I went over there in 1990 after my first album came out that I actually got to see what Letter to the Better was. I had no idea. When I say no idea, I had no idea. I performed it at this actually performed it at London Arena, opening up for Public Enemy. Now I do have a story.
Okay.
There you go.
I forgot about that. My very first time ever performing in London was at London Arena, 15,000 people. I'd never been in front of more than 300 people. And Letter to the Better comes on, and a good 8,000 people jumping at the same time. Jumping. It was surreal for me, because coming from the States and not really seeing people react in that way to my music, I was like, well, I guess it is what it is. And then I see a different reaction, and I'm like, whoa, I feel like I'm making a dent in this thing now. Yeah. So London put me on the map, and I always, whenever I perform there, I always big up the London crowd for helping to launch my career. And Letter to the Better was that record. I'm
gonna tell you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, big up London, man.
Yes,
when we first went over there, they were. I remember
the whistles. They had the whistles.
Yeah. And they had the air cans.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an air can? That was an air can? Wow.
Little air horn cans.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, brother.
No, so my first memory of hearing Letter to the Better was, I didn't get to hear it in real time, but when I was younger, my father used to record cassettes of Red Alert, Magic, and Chuck and all of them. And then later on down the line, I heard In Control. And, as a DJ, you remember how certain DJs work the records and how they play them. I remember hearing a set where, shout out to Pete Rock, he was playing Warm It Up Kane, and then he was slicing Letter to the Better. And if you know Pete, he would lean on the record for like 5 minutes, but that was my quick, introductory to your record. So I want to fast forward a little bit. How did one of my other favorite records you made was I Was Born to Roll. Now, what's the story behind that record?
Well, Born to Roll was a remix.
Okay.
The original version was called Jeep Ass Nigga, and it was
Jeep Ass. Yeah, I know that. Anyway.
It was the first single from my Slaughterhouse album.
Okay.
And so we did a video for Jeep Ass. Shot a video the whole 9 yards. It was a nice record, nice jazz loop, sample, all that. Mm-hmm. And then it did what it did, right? And then the label was ready to move on to the next single, which was a song called Slaughterhouse. And so I was on promo tour I happened to be at an in-store in North Carolina. It wasn't that many people there, so it wasn't a lot going on. And I'm going through the 99-cent bin, and I see a Def Jam label.
Knowledge.
Yeah. So I take out the Def Jam. It was a 12-inch. It was original concept. Knowledge Me. I was like, oh, I remember this record. I remember this record. And matter of fact, I remember that they didn't rap over it. They just talked the whole record.
They were talking over it. Yes.
So my memory of that beat was that it was like 808, 909 kind of sound. It was very at that time, like New York had moved on. We had moved away from the 808 sound. That was like kind of like old school for us. But what I did know is that same sound was now working in other markets. It was working in the South, heavy Miami bass, and it was working on the West Coast. So I was like, well, if I rap over this same beat, it'll probably I'll probably pick up some ears in other markets. So I bought that record. I took it home. I sampled it, and I just said, let me just do the same cheap ass nigga rhymes over. So I spit the same rhymes over that beat. I submitted it to Delicious Vinyl because that's what I was signed to at the time. And I was like, yo, I want to put this remix on the Slaughterhouse 12-inch. And they were like, what? Like, nah, we off that. We off that. That's over. And I actually had to like basically fight the label to have them put that as the final cut on the B-side of Slaughterhouse. They put Born and Raw on as the last cut on the B-side of the Slaughterhouse single. Because I kind of like basically argued my way. I had to argue them to do it. And they agreed to do it reluctantly. As soon as that Slaughterhouse single got serviced to DJs around the country, especially in particular, it started in the Bay Area. It started in San Francisco. San Francisco DJs calling Delicious Vinyl, yo, what's on the B-side? They're like, no, forget about that. Slaughterhouse is the single. Like, we don't care what you talking about.
No, the B-side is hot.
Like, we playing this.
The B-side wins again and again.
In the words of Red Alert, the B-side.
And the B-side, the last cut on the B-side ends up being, arguably my biggest 12-inch.
Okay.
Wow.
I noticed you have worked with a lot of other artists like Biz Markie, Edo G, Doom. Have you ever written and produced other artists?
So back when I was still on Cold Chillin', like a bunch of us helped write for Shantae at the time. I wrote a few songs on her album. She had an album called Bad Sister, and I wrote like about 2 or 3 songs on that album. Producing for people, I did a lot of production for myself.
Oh, okay.
But as far as producing for other people, I'm trying to think. Well, my wife Lachey, she had an album out in '97, which I produced about half of, and then I had an artist by the name of Paula Perry who I produced as well.
Wow.
But for the most part, like my bigger productions were my records. I'm sorry. Born and Roll, INC Ride, and Sitting on Chrome. I produced. Those are my three biggest singles as far as radio is concerned, and I produced all 3 of those.
And on Chrome,
Major records.
I'll tell you, I don't know why, but I thought you was from. You had an LA sound to me, and I don't mean that it was dope, but I don't know why it felt like LA, but I don't know.
Probably because that's where we shot the video at, and when you see the visual,
maybe that's what it is.
It communicates LA to you. So,
yeah.
But there were people from LA. There were people from LA that thought I was from LA.
Yeah, see, so I'm not alone.
There were actually there was a big Mexican audience that loved that record, and they all thought I was Mexican. They thought I was Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all marketing. It's all marketing and videos, and you can make the audience think and feel whatever you want depending on how you market.
Yeah, because we interviewed the brother Taj from
Alcoholics,
and I was like, man, I thought y'all was straight from Harlem, but they was from LA. You know what I mean? So sometimes that just happens like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And back in '06, you started something with 3 other MCs, right? I think you wasn't solo anymore. You started like a little MC group or something.
Yeah, EMC.
Yeah.
It was me, Wordsworth, Punchline, and Strickland.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You have anything coming out? Anything new coming out? You
So my
working
last-
on any new products?
Yeah, my last 2 records were with producer Marco Polo, who's originally from Toronto, Canada.
Mhm.
And we've done 2 records, 2 albums so far. The first one's called Brooklyn Story.
Mhm.
That came out 2018, and then we released an album called Richmond Hill, which is the most recent one. That came out in 2024, and now we're working on the 3rd album.
Okay, that's what's up. You got any
From-
tour dates coming up?
Actually, I do. So I'm going to. First, I'm going to Brazil with my wife.
Nice.
She's got shows out there. She's got one of her records actually blew up in Brazil crazy years ago. Like we didn't even know all these years, almost 30 years. Just like classic record in Brazil that they got a line dance to and everything. So
Wow.
because of social media is how we found out that there was a big record out there. So going to Sao Paulo with her for 2 shows, and then when I get back, we're going to Europe for my 25th anniversary of my album Disposable Arts. We're doing a full tour with a band, and so we'll be in Europe for about 10 shows, celebrating that album. We're doing the whole album from beginning to end, skits and everything, the whole thing.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, we lost him.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, we lost
Well,
him.
ladies and gentlemen, just bear with us. We got some.
Hold on. Let me see. Oh, there he is. Share one stream. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, he's back. Can you? Oh, wait a minute. See.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so in June we're in Europe, and then during the summer we have a couple of festivals. Hip Hop Kemp being the biggest festival. They're back after a couple years off, and then in the winter, me and Marco Polo go back to Europe for an extended tour,
Okay.
cities or something like that.
Wow.
All right. One more thing. 2 more things I want to ask. Okay, so like out of all the states and other countries you've been to, tell us your favorite one.
That's too hard to pick one. I mean,
I'll give you 2. Because you
Yes,
know you
sir.
always got that flavor that you want to always go back to, that you felt it.
I mean, I always love going back to London. I perform at Jazz Cafe pretty frequently. I'll be there again in June. We've sold it out the last 3 times we've been there. Jazz Cafe has always showed love. It's like a home. I love being there. I love performing in Amsterdam. I love performing in Paris. These are all places that just like embrace the music and embrace me as an artist. And you can feel it in the room. And these are like clubs. These aren't like gigantic, 1,000-seaters. These are like 500 cap, 600 cap rooms where the front row is like right there. You can reach and touch people.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. That's my element. I don't like the shows where it's 2 barricades between the stage and the crowd. Like I like to be up close and personal. So I prefer those kind of venues. And so those are some of the places that I love to perform at, where I can really connect with the crowd.
Okay.
I can relate to that. I like I like to call it, I guess, a mid-sized crowd.
Yeah.
Where those like when I remember being overseas and you in this big club, it might be like 800 to 1,000 people, and it's hot as all get out, you sweating to death, but the crowd is like they rocking with you. You understand what I'm saying? They rocking with you. They enjoy themselves. Playing overseas,
It's different. It's different
a
than
whole
here.
It's a whole different experience than performing, and you obviously know that it's a different experience than in the States. We kind of spoiled, I guess. It's like we don't appreciate the culture like they do overseas, and it's nothing like being over there and just the crowd is rocking with you, all the way through the whole show.
Yep.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Yep.
That's dope.
So we know you have some work, I think, with Rick Ross, Drake, and who else?
It's Rick Ross and I don't know if you're on it. They sampled Born to Roll. It's Rick Ross.
Mink?
Yeah, they sampled one of
Okay.
Mix in Miami.
Yep.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? That your record's being passed on to I guess my generation.
Yeah, new generation.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool. As long as the paperwork is right, which it appears to be right.
I know it's right.
Respect, brother.
Yeah.
Appears to be the paperwork appears to be in order, so that's all that really matters. And it's interesting. I've seen like videos, like there's like a gym or I don't know what kind of it's some kind of workout class in Atlanta.
Mm.
It's all women, and they got all the tight stuff on, big giant wigs on and makeup and the whole thing, and they doing they're doing this class, and they're doing it to the dance. They're doing the steps to Minx in Miami, and I'm like, y'all do know that this beat has been around for like 30 years.
30.
Y'all could have been using this a long time, but it is what it is. It's generational, I guess.
And let me ask you one more thing. What advice will you give the youth of today?
Just youth in general, or
Yeah, the kids of today. Like, what advice will you give them? Like, if they want to become MCs or DJ or any kind of artist.
You got to really be committed to it. You can't play around with it. Like, you can't take it lightly. The ones that take it seriously are the ones that'll have success. The ones that are just joking around about it, not really fully committed to it, they'll squander it. I always tell young aspiring artists that they have to look at music, the business of music. They have to look at it as a lottery ticket, and it's one of those things that you do it because you love to do it. If it turns into a career, which is very rare, that's great, but don't rely on it as though, I'm going to eventually be platinum and I'm going to make a living at this, because you'll end up being 35 years old, still sleeping on your mother's couch. And the music business has derailed a lot of lives. There's still guys in their 40s right now trying to drop their first single that they've been working on for 20 years. Still trying to get just trying to get my first break.
Yeah.
It derails it derails a lot of lives because everybody's chasing the lottery ticket. And it's almost like if you were, let's say you were homeless and you panhandled on the street, and every dollar somebody gave you on the street, instead of buying something to eat, you bought a lottery ticket because you think that one of these dollars is going to hit. I'm going to hit that 200 million, and you can spend your life wasting away trying to hit that lottery, and it don't work like that. The odds are against you that you're going to hit that lottery ticket. So have your plan A, make music your plan B. I always tell young kids that whenever I go speak at schools, I want to rap. Like, music has to be your plan B. Figure out what your plan A is, whatever that career is that you want to do. If music works out and you start making money at it and a living at it, then you can change it to your plan A. But it shouldn't start off as your plan A.
That's a good advice.
That's real.
Kids. That's real right there.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah, music business is unless you out at the top, it could be a part-time job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And even being a DJ is tricky sometimes too. In the
Very much
business.
So.
And
because it's a million DJs now. They got all these. They just they throwing anybody in front of two CDJs.
Yeah.
Girls, just because a girl is cute, they throw in it. Colorful outfit. They teach her the basics, and they throw her in front of a thing, and people come to these parties because they like the personality of the girl. She might be a horrible DJ, but they like her personality. They like how she dressed. They like her makeup, and so as a DJ, you're competing with that too. You're competing with people that aren't even really DJs. Just trying to that's a party that you could be doing, but she's doing it because she got green hair.
Yeah.
That's real right there, man.
And I've been, like I said, well, me being young, I kind of feel like I came, it's a blessing I'm in the era I'm in, but it's also I kind of wish I was born a little earlier so that way I could really feel the culture. I mean, I obviously grew up hearing it from the tapes, but I wish I could have experienced it in real time, if that makes sense.
You said you're 29, right?
29.
When is the 25th of May? That's like a week and a half?
Yeah.
So in a week and a half.
So you're about to turn 29.
Yes, sir.
Embrace when you were born, because the time goes really, really fast.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I promise you don't want to trade ages with me.
That's right. That's right.
I wish I could go 29.
Listen up, man.
I'll trade with you. I'll take 29 right now.
Hey, but you know what? I'll say this. In the 29 years, and I said this to X and Minor, I've talked to people I never would have thought I would have spoken to, that I grew up listening to, such as yourself. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing within itself as well,
Absolutely. Just the eight. We all, and I'm gonna say term is in this category too. We would all like to have a 2 in front of our age again.
That part.
And enjoy that. Don't lament. You don't want to. How old you think I am?
You're like 21, 22. you looking, my brother.
Hey, I'll say 24.
Yeah, I mean, these years, I don't know what happens. Time is crazy to me. Like the amount of, I'm telling you this, brother, at 29, because you're saying, "Oh, I wish I was born earlier or whatever." But when I tell you the last 30 years have flown by, like I'm like, what? My daughter's about to be turned 22. It seemed like she was just born like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It goes fast, man. So, it goes fast. I'm this December, I'm turning 60.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be 60 in August.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Me in June.
that number doesn't even compute for me. I remember term. I don't even know. You definitely. I don't know. You were down with PE from the very beginning, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so way back in the 90s, I went to a block party in Long Island. It was Chuck's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
They did an outdoor block party. Yes, I was just a guest in the audience. I was just a fan. I don't even know if I had records out yet. Maybe I did. Maybe I had. Maybe my first album was out. I want to say it was like 92 or something like that. Anyway, so Chuck comes on stage and they're like, "Happy 33rd birthday," and I remember thinking, 33rd. I said, "Yo." I was like 33. That's crazy old. I like that was my mental at that time, was that 33 was crazy old.
Back then, if you were over 20 something, you was too old to be a rapper.
Wow.
That was the mentality. Yeah.
I was amazed. So I say all that to say to the brothers that listen, 29 is nice. Enjoy it.
That's right.
You know what? And you're right, because next year makes, not only will I be 30 next year, but next year makes 20 years I've been DJing. And sometimes I sit back and I'm like, phew, feels like just yesterday when I started scratching on vinyl.
All right, you got any new projects you want to share with people?
New album Marco Polo coming. Tour dates 2026 up on my website and on my pages. And my TikTok show Music Mondays is really growing fast. I get producer submissions as well as artist submissions. We play beats from producers, and then we play songs from artists. And basically, whoever wins each week, I am tasked to write a 16 to that beat or to that song, and spit it live on the show the following week. I've been doing that for a little over a month now.
Oh, dope.
And it's catching on. It's catching on.
Okay.
Yes.
How can folks get in touch with you if they want to get in touch with you? Why? I mean, your social media, whatever.
Yeah. I'm Masta Ace Pics on Instagram. Masta Ace International. Masta Ace _ International on TikTok. And yeah, you can reach me on either one of those social. I'm also Masta Ace Official on Facebook. So I'm reachable, man. I'm reachable.
Cool.
Well, Masta Ace, thank you so much for taking the time to come on our podcast, and it's an honor to talk to you.
Yes,
And
thank you, brother.
It was an honor. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Salute, brother.
Salute.
Thank you.
The music man.
Thank you, sir.
Peace to you, brother.
Peace.
Peace.
Blessings.
Later.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
That's going to do it for this episode of the Terminator Xperience podcast, hosted by DJ DVS, Minor, and the legendary Terminator X. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and leave a review, and tap in with us on social media for clips, updates, and behind the scenes. Until next time, keep the culture first, keep the sound heavy, and keep it locked right here.